Hello, and thank you for joining me. I hope you're doing well this evening. Now sit back, relax, and let's get into our story. I never planned to go back to my hometown, not after what happened when I was 16. But when my dad died, I didn't have a choice. There was paperwork, a property to inspect, only it wasn't his. It never really was. It belonged to something else, something that had been waiting. It started that summer, the summer of the house on Ash Lane. We'd moved again, fifth time in 3 years. My dad was a maintenance worker for the county, so we never stayed anywhere too long. Greystone was just another quiet town, just another dead end. Ash Lane sat at the edge of it. Old houses, tall trees, everything fading, except one house, the one at the very end. It looked perfect, too perfect. The paint never peeled, the windows were spotless, the grass never grew, and the front door, it always stayed shut. My dad warned me about it, told me to stay away. No one lives there, and no one should. But then, I saw the mailman. He stopped at the house like it was part of his route. Stood there for a while, then slid something into the mailbox. When he noticed me watching, he tried to smile. Didn't quite succeed. Old habits. Supposed to stop. Route rules. Been doing it since I was 22. But no one lives there, I said. He just looked at me. Not scared. Just empty. Doesn't mean no one gets mail. That night, I watched the house from my bedroom window. No lights, no movement. But at exactly 2:13 a.m., I saw it. A flicker. Not light. Not exactly. A shift. Like something inside had noticed me. I closed the curtain. I asked around the next day. Most people waved me off. Empty house, they said. Always has been. But not Mr. Fletcher, the janitor at our school. He leaned close when I asked him. Close enough that I smelled the old tobacco in his breath. You don't mess with that house, he whispered. Not if you value your mind. I laughed. What does that mean? You ever feel like you're being watched? He said. Like something's looking through your skin? That house does that. That's how it eats. I stopped laughing. 2 nights later, the doorbell rang. It was almost midnight. I was alone. I should have ignored it, but I didn't. I opened the door. There was no one there, only an envelope sitting on the porch. No name, just a wax seal shaped like an eye. I brought it inside. I never opened it. By morning, it was gone. That's when the dreams started. I saw hallways that bent like veins, walls that breathed, doors with no handles, and voices behind them whispering my name. I dreamed I was inside the house on Ash Lane, even though I had never stepped foot in it. Not awake, anyway. In the dream, I opened the front door, and what was inside was alive. Veins in the wallpaper, floorboards that pulsed, a staircase that went down forever, and at the bottom, something waited, tall, faceless, except for the eye. Black, unblinking, watching. It never spoke. It didn't have to. When I woke up, my nose would bleed. Each night got worse and worse. I started waking up in strange places. The basement, the porch, once outside. I tried locking my door. It didn't help. One morning, I found black soil in my shoes. Another, moss under my fingernails. Fresh, wet, from somewhere else. The last night, I woke up inside the house. Not a dream. This was real. I knew it because I felt it. The walls were warm and wet. The air smelled like breath. Each step echoed with a heartbeat that wasn't mine. And then I saw the door, the one that led down. I opened it, and I fell. Not for a few seconds. I fell for hours. At the bottom, it waited. The eye. It leaned forward, and it said only one thing. You came to me. You're mine now. I woke up in my bed, but my dad was gone. His truck was parked in front of the house on Ash Lane. He never came back. I left that day, ran, never looked back, until now. The house is still there, same as before. Mailbox full, and inside, a letter with the seal, the eye. I should walk away. I should run. But I can't, because the final paper, the one I still have to sign, is waiting inside. And the door is already open. I stepped into the house on Ash Lane. Again. It felt like falling into a memory that was never mine. The door didn't creak shut behind me. It slammed, like it had been waiting years for this moment. And the moment it did, I felt the air thicken. It was warm, too warm, like being inside of a throat. I moved forward, not because I wanted to, but because the house let me. The floorboards didn't groan. They breathed underneath my feet. Each step was a heartbeat. Each breath, not mine. The walls were the same, skin-colored and pulsing. I remembered this from my dream. Only now, it wasn't a dream. Now, it was home. I had come to sign a paper, a will, a release form, a goodbye. But the only thing waiting here was that eye, that black, waxy eye that had haunted me for almost 2 decades. It saw me the moment I walked in, and I knew I was exactly where it wanted me. I turned to leave, but the door was gone. Not closed, gone. Replaced by more hallway, more living wall. I whispered, "Let me go." Something whispered back, but it didn't say no. It laughed. I started moving. Didn't matter where. I had to find something. A room, a window, a way out. But the house had changed. There were stairs, only they didn't go up. They went down, forever. And I remembered, this is where I saw it last. The thing with no face, just the eye, waiting. I descended, one step at a time, each one deeper than the last, each one stealing something small, a memory, a breath, a word. By the time I hit the bottom, I wasn't sure what year it was, or if I had ever left. The basement wasn't a basement anymore. It was a cathedral of flesh. The walls pulsed, the ceilings oozed, pillars of bone and sinew held up nothing. And in the center was the throne, and the thing that sat on it, no face, just the eye. It didn't speak. Not this time. It just raised one long, pale arm and pointed to the desk beside it. On the desk was a contract. My name, my father's name, the house, the land. The seal was already broken. The line for my signature, still waiting. I didn't agree to this, I said, but I wasn't sure if I ever hadn't. The eye blinked, and I remembered something I'd buried. My father's voice, the night before he disappeared. If it ever calls you back, don't listen. But it was too late. I signed, and as the pen touched the paper, the house screamed. Not out loud. Inside me. It knew. It had me. The floor tore open, not with force, with hunger. I was consumed. I fell. Again. No gravity. Just surrender. Through tunnels of teeth, corridors of memory, I saw my childhood. I saw my father, alone, in the house. His hand on the same contract. Tears in his eyes. He signed too. We weren't victims. We were inheritances. I woke up in my old bed, the one I slept in when I was 16. The window faced the house, only now I couldn't see it. There was a house, but it wasn't the one I remembered. It was mine. Same design, same walls, but different. It had taken me, and now I was a part of it. I don't know how long I've been here. Time doesn't even move right in the house. Not anymore. Every now and then, the doorbell rings. A letter on the porch. No name. Just the I. A new signature. A new soul. Maybe yours.